Okay, so we should be streaming live. I'm not opening that live dashboard thing because when I go into it, my FaceTime camera actually freezes and isn't showing me properly, so...
Right, so hang on, I'll go into your channel and see if I can see us live.
It's showing that I am live right now.
Right, give me a second.
But the problem with that is, if it's making me freeze when I go onto it, then I can't actually see the chat.
Alright, well, yes, you are live, definitely. 2 views,
Yeah.
I'd say, as well. Okay. And it's showing me as being blurry. Hang on, I'm just gonna check the audio. It's showing me as being blurry.
You're totally fine on my phone.
I'm just gonna check the audio. Okay. Yep, I can hear me on the live stream, so I'm in watching the live stream now.
You're totally fine on my phone.
There's 3 views.
And in actual fact, that the delay isn't as long as I thought it was.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much real time. I'm watching it now in real time. So I'm one of the people that's watching.
Yeah, well, it's on my screen. I'm not actually watching. But whenever I was going into it, let's see.
That's weird.
What happened?
I'm seeing you on FaceTime. I'm not seeing me on FaceTime. FaceTime with work mobile. So your FaceTime.
Oh, that's old. You must have went back. That's the old video. That was me just testing a minute ago to make sure it was going okay.
Alright, okay. So, hang on, I'll go back out then and come back in. Lyndsey and Patrick live stream. Yep, this is definitely me now this time. Yep, I can see me on
Yeah.
the live stream. So that's good.
I'm just deleting that one now.
I'm gonna stand back. Right, so we are not streaming on my channel, but who cares? Well, let's not make things complicated for now. We'll just stream on your channel because that's probably easier for tonight anyway. Right, I'm really close to the screen on your thing. Okay, so we are not on my channel. I'm gonna close off OBS. So we're just not gonna do my channel at all tonight. So what I want to do is I want to see you in real time, and I want to see Lynn McAllister's in.
Hi, Lynn. What a surprise.
Right.
Can't hear you too well, she says.
I turn up my mic. Is that better or worse, Lynn? Is that 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2?
I wonder, is it something to do with the FaceTime?
Is that better or worse, Lynn? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Can't hear Lyndsey perfectly. That's me about 3/4 up. No different.
What about now, Lynn? Keep talking.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I think that there's going to be some compromises here, basically. Well, it's good that we got at least somebody work. One's watching now, which may or may not be me. Do you want to press the like button there, Lynn? And maybe we'll get some more people watching this. There's 2 likes. That's good.
Your video's paused again?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's because I'm on the internet.
Yeah.
So that's me back now. So we can do this and that.
Okay, she's saying a bit better. I wonder what settings I need to fix in, because obviously you're coming through on
an external device. Yeah, that's better now, because that's now we're splitting the screen.
Yeah. How does that sound, Lynn, now? Yeah, Patrick, you need to talk for her to actually hear how you sound right now.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Much better. There we go. All right.
Awesome. This is so goddamn stressful.
I am just fucking ignoring you from now on. I'm not answering your calls.
I'm gonna have a drink tonight, but obviously the first kind of rule of Fight Club here is kind of that we're not gonna drink as a rule of thumb on here.
I don't generally drink.
Yes.
That was an exception for my birthday, to be fair. So for me, I am either drinking dilutable juice or some sort of coffee.
Awesome.
That is
awesome.
me.
I'm gonna have a drink tonight because this whole thing has been freaking...
Yeah, do you know what? You deserve it. Because even though I said that this was a lot for me, I think it's actually been more stressful for you because I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and figuring out OBS is not easy.
It's really not.
No.
See that whole, it's much simpler than you think. It's not as complicated as you think. Yeah, bullshit. It is. It is.
But you see what I mean, though? Like, you feel like you're getting the hang of it. And it's like, oh yeah, this is all working perfectly. And then all of a sudden, it's not working perfectly much, but it's...
Every time we're due to go live, that's when it stops working.
Yes. So there's going to be a bit of trial and error in this whole process.
There is, and that's why we need to do one step at a time. You know, let's not run before we can walk.
Sometimes there are going to be times as we progress in this friendship that you're going to need to kind of put the foot down and say, no, and, I think today was one of those times.
Yeah.
But there will be future times like that whenever I get too enthusiastic about things, that you just kind of need to be frank and say, yeah.
This is what happens. Do you know what? It's one of those things that we are passionate about what we want to do. So it is the kind of thing where we are going to want to run with things and just jump in head first when it's probably not the best idea to jump in head first.
So hang on. I'm going to go on my phone so that I can answer messages.
Yeah, I've got my phone open as well for the chat, so it means to say I don't have to look at the live dashboard or anything else to see what the chat is. But that's the thing as well, eventually with the chat, I was watching a video earlier where the chat can actually be going on the screen while we're chatting.
Yeah.
We'll not be able to see it on this. No, neither do I. Not properly. I watched videos where it was telling me, and then I was like, yeah, I'm just going to save this for a future day and then decide to do it maybe some other time.
Yeah. Well, OBS is not it is an intuitive kind of... It takes up a lot of RAM. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not going to say go out and buy an iMac, but I don't know if there's some sort of removable storage thing or something. Anyway, I don't want to spend a huge amount of money if we can just get started like this for now.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let's keep things simple. Just do what we're doing, and, who knows what the future has in store. Yes.
Oh, you've got a nice thing. You've got a nice... Sorry. So, still just Lynn, I think. So, 3. So, I'm watching...
I'm watching
Lynn's
twice, watching.
And presumably Lynn's watching. So we're going to have 3 all night. Oh, and you're watching too?
Oh, so maybe Lynn's gone.
Oh, Lynn's gone. Right.
Maybe. She hasn't... she shared the link.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, well, Lynn's on anyway. I did say I wasn't going to post it because tonight was meant to be Lynn free. That did not work out too well.
Well, it's not as straightforward getting Lynn involved in this.
No, it's not, and that's the thing. It's different if we do the now once every so often and bring Lynn in. That's totally fine. But I think for this specific one, because we know where our vision is, that's totally different. Whereas, if we bring Lynn in and we'll have a bit of banter, a bit of chat, and sort of keep it more casual on those ones, we'll do it on you now.
Yeah. You're saying once a week. I think definitely once a week. Well, are you thinking anything more than once a week? And
who knows? Maybe a couple of times a week, but I don't want to commit to anything until we know where we're going with it and until we kind of have our heads together with it, because there's no point in saying let's go live 3 times a week and then we're kind of sitting there going, oh shit, we really need something to talk about. Whereas if we start off with once a week, then we can have things put together. And I mean, when I say once a week, I could say, right, let's go live on Sunday. You know, that's already
Sunday's probably a good day.
Twice for this particular week, and we could end up going, actually, you know, we could do this. And especially while I'm not working, I'm not at the salon, I do have a wee bit more time.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think that for the foreseeable future with this whole kind of lockdown thing, I wouldn't mind doing it, you know. But after that, like once a week, maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that gives us sort of something to talk about, kind of in the. But yeah, I think Sunday. Let's say Sunday at 9 anyway, and maybe Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
Like because right now is different to kind of our long-term plans. Our long-term plans are probably once or maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
But our sort of short-term plans are
let's just wait it.
Definitely once a week, maybe even 3, 4, 5 times a week if we're bored.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is not like usual times, basically.
No, it's not.
And but that is not our long-term plan. You're saying a lot about the mental health stuff, and as much as I'm excited about the mental health stuff too, I don't want mental health to be the only thing we talk about. I think that you and I have a lot of internet.
No. The mental health stuff I was talking about is more for my podcast.
Okay.
Which is why I said rather than because the thing is, whenever I bring you in on the episode of the podcast, we can be live streaming it at the same time. But I also want to be very conscious of, if I spend all my time talking about mental health and things like that here, don't really have anything to talk about on the podcast.
Yes.
So, you know, and I think that's the thing. Our initial conversation was, will we go live and talk about Netflix?
Yeah, exactly.
We have yet to actually properly do that.
Yes.
So I think the
Tiger
kind
King
of...
there's a lot to talk about on Tiger King, but let's not do that tonight because... well, I haven't really made notes or discussion points, or I have watched it all the way through. Have you watched it all the way through? Yeah. Yeah, alright, cool. So that is something maybe we'll come on to later on. But yeah, internetverse stuff is like blogiverse and internetverse.
Yeah.
I think that should be our kind of focus, and maybe some mental health stuff too.
Yeah, well, I mean, my whole thing is, like, my podcast in particular is mental and physical health, you know, the whole range of it. But as I said to you before, even with my blog and stuff, I don't want it to be focused on one thing. I want to say, this is what's going on in my life, but this isn't something that just defines me. And I talk about so much else as well. And I think that's, you know, I think if we just talk about what we're interested in, and I think there is a lot of crossovers for us.
Yeah, there is a lot. I'm going to just post this here up on Facebook here to see if anybody wants to come in. I don't think any of my friends are going to want to, but I mean, you know, just to let them know that this is something I'm doing. Live at the minute discussing everything. Internet. And blogverse, and the lockdown. It would be some of you to join us. Would be great if some of you could join us.
I love that you just said out loud everything that you were just typing there.
Yeah, well, you may as well know what my post is, so that you kind of, so that you're not sort of road railed by kind of me tagging you in a post, basically. And I'll put it on the in our YouTubers page too. But you know what they're like. Yeah, so internetverse is certainly something. I mean, if you and I kind of agree to kind of binge watch a series once a week, then I think that's kind of doable. Or if there's a movie out, there's probably not going to be any movies out for the next foreseeable future.
Yeah, I think a lot of them that were due to come out over the next few months have pushed back until next year. Did you just go onto the internet again?
But like even Netflix recommendations and kind of going into...
Patrick, did you just go onto the internet?
Yes, I did. Sorry, I'm just posting this on Facebook. Sorry. But I'll be back in 2 seconds. That's me now, I'm back. Alright. I'm back. So, it's still saying that I'm blurry, which kind of sucks. But yes, I should be back now. I am back now. Yes, so that's definitely something that we can do. Whenever movies start coming out again and stuff, if we kind of, if there's movies in the cinema, we'll kind of do a spoiler version of that, and like we can both kind of advertise it. I thought that was a really good idea, like putting up a 1 minute kind of a, advertising video for our live stream. So essentially just kind of do a voiceover of like the ad and say we are discussing this movie at Sunday night at, I think 9 o'clock's a wee bit late.
Okay.
What do you think? Like,
I think 9 o'clock is a good time because a lot of people are kind of sitting down chilling.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, I was going to suggest a wee bit early. It's not important or anything, I don't mind, but that's fine.
Well, what time are you thinking? Because bearing in mind, I'm kind of restricted with my evenings for the simple fact that I do the bedtime stuff with my mother-in-law.
Oh, right, okay, I didn't realise that. What are the... is that something that you want to talk about on live stream? Probably not. We can talk about that in Messenger if you want. How many people are watching right now?
Just us, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not behind the door about talking about it. No, but that's why every night, around the same time is when I'm sort of free.
Right.
I mean, the earliest at a push would be 8 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to push you, like, I would sort of say 8:30, 9ish, it's getting on the later side of when people would tend to do these things, but it's not the end of the world, like.
No. I mean, I sat up last night to watch a live stream at midnight.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then that's the thing, I am not a good sleeper anyway, so... I am sort of watching stuff at that time of the night anyway, so...
Fair enough.
I mean, it's something that if we find that it's not working out, we can bring it a wee bit earlier, but as I say, 8 o'clock would probably be the earliest at a push for me.
Okay, alright, no problems. Well, yeah, it's good to get on the same page about that and to know what kind of, so Blogiverse stuff, connecting with other bloggers...
Yeah.
Like potentially bloggers could be our audience essentially. Let's see, so if I hang on. I haven't put a link on there on the YouTuber page. Edit page. I'm gonna not do that in a second. Copy. YouTubers. There we go. So where are we there? Much better, right? So Lynn's not here. 4, yeah, it looks like we've got somebody now. Right, so the conversation kind of stalled. The Blogiverse could potentially be kind of a good source of regular watchers for us, especially if I think it's easier for us to read blogs, or at least me to read blogs and kind of discuss them and kind of talk about other people's blogs than it is to go onto people's live streams.
Yeah.
So that could be a good source of kind of getting people to actually watch, is the kind of Blogiverse. My blogs, I'm kind of starting to think the first one was kind of a wee bit too ambitious, but I'm kind of glad I've started that. I'm glad I have you to kind of talk to about that, because I probably wouldn't have started that without you, really. So that's kind of a nice thing that I think that we've kind of, if someone's there, it's just somebody, it's Lynn back. Hello, Lynn. Yes, so that's sort of, but I'm always glad I don't have followers in a way, because it's sort of, the first few blogs that you have are always going to be a bit crap. Just like the first few live streams you have are always going to be a bit crap.
I'm not even
'Cause-
sure what my first ever blog was about. Probably just an intro to who I am.
Yeah. My intro to who I am it was a lot. Are you aware of this 11/11 thing that's happening nowadays?
I have seen bits and pieces of it. I've seen a few people posting about it.
Yeah. There's one of my friends especially posted every day at sort of 11 o'clock-ish, of what he's doing at 11 o'clock every day. Yeah, I mean, I got a flat tire on my bike today, and I went down about 10, and I cycled for a bit, and my clock over there, it's set an hour slow, so I was out for about an hour and a half, and then I came in, and 11:10, basically 11:11 when I got back in, so I was pumping up my bike and stuff and doing some stuff on the it's a weird phenomenon. Like right whenever I came into the house and had my bike in here was when it was 11:11. So it's a kind of a strange phenomenon that's kind of happening, and I know that you like strange phenomenons, and I know that we were talking about strange phenomenons the other day. And this is the kind of strange phenomenon that I like. Well, not that I don't like the other stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, is there like a good that you can kind of bring into your life? You know what I mean?
Can't
Is this
see
something that Lynn has an
Patrick
opinion on?
move over.
Can't see Patrick move over. Hang on, where am I here? Can't see Patrick move over.
Oh yes, you're too far to the side. Oh shit, the cat's falling.
Is that me now?
Oh yes, you're too far to the side. Oh shit. It's because you turned it to horizontal, remember?
Okay. Well, I'm in now, I think.
Yeah,
This is
you are.
weird and complicated for me.
Sorry,
All
I
right.
just realised I had the volume on that. Let's turn that down. There you go,
Yeah,
Lynn
just
says
right
you're
here.
perfect.
Am I in? I should be in now.
Yep. Sorry, just flashed the cat's bits at you.
Yes,
Just what
so
everybody
this
wants
is kind
to
of
see.
the opposite of what we were talking about the other day. Is the 11/11 thing?
Wait, she says you're gone again.
Am I gone again? Do I need to be at this side?
Yeah.
Is this where I need to be?
Yep, that's exactly where you need to be.
Okay, well then that sucks for me. 'Cause that's really uncomfortable.
Hang on. Do you know what we'll do?
Yes. There we go. I think is that right?
No, I'm going to swap us around, I think. Can I do that? Yeah.
Alright.
Lynn, how's that? See, we always need Lynn.
We always do need name. So yeah, so the opposite then of kind of what we were talking about the other night, kind of bringing, because I think we were talking about bringing demons into your life essentially, and the kind of the problems that we have with that, and now the 11/11 thing is kind of the opposite. It's bringing God into your life. I was talking to one of my friends today about this, and he's kind of he started going out with an Asian girl, and she's obviously very into the kind of Eastern stuff, and there's kind of a way of like, can you bring God into your life without kind of being, what's the word to describe people like that? Because I'm not 100% sure what it would be. Like airy fairy, Nancy Pansy kind of a thing. Is this something that you're like? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not really.
Like a lot of people like that are kind of very flowers in their hair kind of stuff.
Oh, like hippie.
Kinda.
Right,
Yeah,
I get
they're
you.
kind of.
I get you.
and
Yeah,
I
to
think
be
that-
fair, you do find a lot of people who would be into that sort of thing would be like that, but I think more and more I'm seeing a lot of people posting different things with the whole 11/11 or other things like feathers landing and that sort of thing, and wouldn't so much be the hippy dippy type.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best not to be the hippy dippy type, and I'm not 100% sure that I'm wanting to seek guidance from the hippy dippy types because I'm not sure that that's where I want this journey to take me.
Yeah.
It is kind of like every time I look at the clock or look at something, it's some sort of conspicuous number. Like sometimes 11/11, but not always. Like maybe it's just 2121 or 2222 or 0808 or 0707. something like that, like, just some sort of number, and you're like, that's just a coincidental number.
Yeah.
Is this something that interests you or not?
Always.
Yep. Because I know that you like the weird and unusual, and I think that this is kind of weird and unusual.
Definitely. So I have just gone into 1111 meaning. So what it says here, some numerologists and New Age philosophies believe that events linked to the time 1111 appear more often than can be explained by chance or coincidence, and is an example of synchronicity. Some authors claim that seeing 1111 on a clock is an auspicious sign. Others claim that it signals a spirit presence.
Spirit presence. Yeah.
I mean, there's two different sides of it there. It's not...
Yeah. So the reason why I've renamed my channel today is Patrick 4444 is because 4444 angel number means that your hard work is about to start paying off, and I kind of thought that would be auspicious given our new endeavor.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah, I like it.
So so I've renamed my channel to Patrick 4444, and that's kind of the number that's in my head at the minute. It's 4444. So I've changed it from Adorable Patrick to just Patrick 4444. I think that since there's nobody watching right now and stuff, I can kind of admit that that's kind of the angel number. That's kind of, but in the future, if anyone asks, I'm not going to kind of labour that point because I don't want to kind of come across too weird. But I think that that's kind of.
But I think that's the beauty of the internet, would be who we are, and people aren't always going to get at the same. You might find one person can relate to it and somebody else might not, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to think, oh crap, he's weird, I'm not listening to him.
Yeah. If nothing else, I think you and I both want this podcast live stream to be about the weird and the wonderful.
Yeah.
And hopefully the positive, if you know what I mean. It's like, and I know that you and I are both fascinated by ghosts, but I think that if you allow too much of that into your life, and allow too many creepypastas into your life, that you go mental.
Yeah, and I've already been there, so I mean.
Yeah, and I've already been there. So how do we allow more kind of angels into our lives? Basically, is kind of my search, my kind of what I want my blog to be about, and kind of what I want this to be about, in a non kind of airy fairy way, like in a yeah. Like relationships, love, romance. I mean, I don't know how qualified either of us are particularly to talk about love and romance, but I mean, we may as well give our 2 cents on the matter. I mean, you're married, so I mean, I suppose you're more qualified than I am.
I mean, apparently I've done something right. We've been together 16 years, so...
Well, yeah, fair enough. Well, then obviously you've done something right. So, I mean, so we are talking sort of YouTube and blogiverse, which, yes, absolutely, mental health to a lesser extent for me, but yes, absolutely for your podcast. But the weird and the wonderful, I think, is something that we should very much endeavour to. And the weird and the wonderful and the positive and the unknown and the unknowable, I think, is something that I want to talk about in our kind of live streams.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons I like the likes of Russell Brand, because he is not afraid to talk about whatever comes into his head. And he's kind of gone away from mainstream media now to this sort of recluse life, and he posts nearly, I think it's every single day he posts, and some of the stuff he does post, you're kind of like, that's a wee bit much. Yeah, Lynn is weird and wonderful.
So yeah,
but it's interesting how many people are out there that we could be watching to gain a bit of an insight into where their brains are at as well. And it's the same on the other sort of social media places, in with the blogosphere and all of that. There is so many people out there that we're all looking for something to keep us going right now. And I think if we can sit and have a chat, it's just a conversation, having a drink, whether it be alcohol, whether it be dilutable juice, whatever it is, we're just sitting having a natter like we would be doing if we were friends, just sitting in a room. The things we can't do right now, let's be that pillar of, yes, we are separated from proper not proper friendships, but actual physical friendships right now. But, you know, let's bring it to a new age. Let's bring it to the wonderful side of the internet. You know, we can't actually be in the same room as our friends, so let's make it as if we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good point you made, because, like, I'm not sure how engaged you are in Paul Joseph Watson, but, like, Paul Joseph Watson kind of made fun of people kind of complaining about staying inside. Like, you've got like, 100 years ago, during whatever, they had basically nothing, and they were basically dying in the streets. Nowadays, we have Skype, we have the internet, we have Netflix, we have, you know what I mean? It's like, most of us can afford that privilege of mundanity or whatever. And it was an interesting video that Russell Brand got there. I'm glad that he didn't get too political with his viewpoint, because...
Did you notice how he nearly went into politics and then he's like, no, let's not go there, let's steer this a different way. I did like that. He's always very conscious of not going down the political route, because once you do that, you've shown what side you're on, and that's when you start losing followers.
Yeah.
You need to stay neutral for this kind of thing, unless politics is your thing that you want to talk about. If it is, fair enough. Then get into depth talking about it and show your station. But you have to be careful.
Yes. I'm engaged on both sides of the media. My politics are pretty agnostic. I try and be as centrist as I can be, but I am engaged in the conservative media as well as the kind of mainstream zeitgeist, and I'm really trying to steer away from kind of political conversation. I did a PG dip there in politics, and it's kind of like allowing a demon into your life, politics.
Yeah, I don't do politics at all.
Fair enough. So then you don't want to really discuss kind of government stuff.
I am the wrong person to talk to, because my eyes glaze over and I'm like, no.
Fair enough. Yes, so we'll keep it as politically agnostic as we can then, which actually is good for me, because that's pretty much exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sort of, yeah, that's fair enough. But the weird and the wonderful.
Do you ever try and do something on your phone and you know how to do it, but as soon as you go to try and do it, it ain't happening? I'm trying to take, you know, your screen locking. I'm trying to stop it from locking.
You have to do that in settings and go into...
Auto lock. Got it. I've got it.
Yes. So, how many people are watching us now? We were up 6 there a second ago, and now we're at 5. So
that's because I wasn't on then.
All right.
Right. So I'm back.
I think that means that 2 people are watching.
Yeah. If you're watching, tell us who you are, where you're watching from. Thank you for joining us. We have no idea what we're doing, what we're talking about, what's happening. I don't even know what day of the week it is. I keep thinking it's Friday. I wish I was joking, but seriously, the amount of times today I have thought it was... In fact, at once I thought it was Thursday and I'd missed the bin man. This is why I need a routine. I need schedule in my life, because otherwise I don't know what day of the week it is.
Yeah. See, what's weird about me is that I don't work anyway, so there's a lot of things that aren't a massive difference to me. Yeah. But there are things that I do on certain days, and nowadays that's just gone completely out the window. Because, you know, but everybody's a wee bit like that, you know, like on a Friday, you know to do this, or, yeah, everybody I think is a wee bit like that, and, like, even me, I mean, I'm not economically active, so, yeah.
How long have you not been working, if you don't mind me asking?
About 7 years, or 8 years probably, yeah.
And how do you find it?
I enjoy it. So, like, well, I mean, I was working for Deliveroo for a while, and I was doing a couple of other things briefly, but for the most part, more or less economically inactive all that time. Mm-hmm. A couple of part-time jobs here and there, nothing serious, but Deliveroo I did pretty seriously for 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was hoping to do that again, actually, because I really enjoyed that. Especially during the summer, but nowadays everything's uncertain. So, yes. I'll just go over here and go out of there.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Oh, no.
Everybody saw anyway.
I know it was me trying to be polite and whatnot. What was next on our agenda to discuss for tonight, anyway?
I don't know. Did we have an agenda? Oh,
no,
hi,
not
Sharon.
really.
Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, sir.
Sharon is a fellow spoonie, as we call them. Fellow chronic pain person that I met.
Alright.
I think I met, in fact, Sharon and I met even before I got really sick. We both made jewellery and we're in jewellery groups together. So we're probably talking nearly 10 years ago that Sharon and I got in touch on the internet, on
Awesome.
Facebook, yeah. So she's been around for a long, long time. Try that again. You had a list of things you wanted to talk about tonight, so let's make our way through them.
Let's make our way through them. I haven't actually written the list down. It was kind of more.
Oh,
of a
good.
What's your Facebook page or whatever? Can I join your Facebook page?
Yeah.
Your
It's
pain?
called Chronic Pain and Fatigue Conditions Support.
Pain and fatigue conditions.
Yeah, Sharon, it has to be nearly 10 years. At least 9.
Chronic fatigue, 21,000.
No. No, it's about 10.
10. Fibro and chronic pain support, 98,000.
Hang on. Chronic
pain and fatigue condition support. Chronic pain management, CRNA.
Hang on. It's actually Chronic Pain and Fatigue Conditions Sufferers Support Group.
Okay.
Maybe one day I'll actually change that to something easier.
Yeah. Anyway, you can send me over the page tomorrow and I'll like it, sure. Right, so next on our agenda, I think we're kind of focusing in on the weird and the wonderful. Maybe we should kind of focus on sort of a weird and wonderful, a weird and wonderful topic that we can discuss every week and kind of do our homework on it and kind of, maybe that would be sort of a thing that we can do.
Good.
Or we watch a movie and kind of do the research on the weird and the wonderful around it. Did you, we were going to do that thing, sorry, this is just coming into my head now, about the multiple personality disorder and the, what was that movie, it wasn't Glass, it was, remember we were going to do it before?
Oh, yes! What was that one called?
It wasn't Glass, it was the other one.
Lynn will know. Glass was one of them, but I haven't watched them all. They're at Split.
Yes, Split.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the most recent one, but Split was actually very good.
It was good, yeah. Well, maybe we should do that for the next one. We'll re-watch it because it's been quite a while, and we've established that my brain is crap. So.
Is that something to do with your fibromyalgia or whatever? Or?
Yeah, that's where the brain fog comes in and short-term memory loss and all of that fun jazz. But yeah, let's rewatch Split. It was Lynn didn't like Glass.
I didn't particularly like Glass.
I haven't watched it. I need to.
Oh, is that the most recent one? Sorry, is Glass the most recent one?
I don't know. What is the most recent one?
I've seen the first one, which was Unbreakable.
See, I don't even think I've seen Unbreakable. I need to do that.
It's alright. But Split was a lot better.
Split. How many is there?
3.
3. Yeah, so then Glass must be the last one.
Glass must be the last one. Yep, and I haven't seen it.
Right.
So,
well, I haven't seen Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, then Split, then Glass, yep. So, yeah, so, I mean, we can kind of do both of them, but yeah, Glass is not getting good reviews from what I gather. But I don't know if there's anything particularly interesting that needs to be discussed in Glass, whereas there are interesting things to discuss in, by way of weird and wonderful in Split, with the multiple personality disorder.
I just had something come into my head. Speaking of multiple personality disorders, I watch this girl on YouTube, and you have to watch her understand the reason why I'm telling you this, but she is a train wreck. She has spent her life on YouTube making millions, may I add, being a troll. Like, she literally comes on and she will say the most ridiculous things, and Lynn will know, I was going to say, Lynn will know who I'm talking about before I even say her name, and she's literally just type it, Trisha Paytas. You have to watch her. A few months ago, she came out as transgender.
Right.
Now her thing is, she is saying that she has DID, dissociative identity disorder, which she is also saying DID and multiple personalities aren't the same thing. I don't know enough about it to know whether that's right, but that is something, if we are going to talk about that sort of thing, you need to watch her and watch some of her videos, because I honestly, in all my years watching YouTube, I have never been as shocked in all my life than I was whenever I seen her coming out with this, and actually trying to show a video of her switching her alters.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Like, she is just ridiculous. The things that she has said over the years are just astounding. But this, for me, is the ultimate. How can you say that you have this and you're basically just taking the piss out of people by saying it? Anyway, she just came into my head. You have to watch her.
Sorry, what was she called again? Sorry.
Trisha Paytas.
Trisha Paytas. Blind Sundoll, is that her?
Yeah.
Quite boobsy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's had like 3 boob jobs.
Okay, awesome. I'll do that tomorrow. Obviously, I haven't prepared for that conversation. Well, so I think that we're kind of on the same page then, basically, about where we are going forward. Then it's kind of, we'll discuss. It may be a movie that's weird and wonderful, or it may be just something on the internet that's weird and wonderful. There's enough on the internet that's weird and wonderful that that could take up quite a lot of our time. Or maybe just a weird and wonderful blog, and stuff, and yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Lynn typing, putting in there that Trisha Paytas married a cardboard cutout of Brad Pitt. Like, that is legit. She really went to the courthouse and married a cardboard cutout. Just be prepared for what you're going to watch whenever you see her videos, because that's a rabbit hole. You know, you're going down. Just don't watch any more than the ones about DID, which will be your most recent ones.
There's a lot of crap on the internet, though. Like, if you know what I mean, like there's a lot of good stuff on the internet, and there's a lot of crap on the internet. You know, it's sort of yeah. But it's a great time for the weird and wonderful. It's a great time for, you know, like, there's any number of UFO sightings and stuff. Do you have an opinion on UFOs?
I think there's so much more out there than we even know. I'm just realising I swapped these over, but yet you're still on the other side.
Where am I here? I think I'm on the chat. Right, so if I go up... Sorry, you gotta go blank there for a second.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of half a screen or something.
Yeah.
Do I need to be on that side or this side?
I don't know whether it's because I went live before I changed it over.
Is this better? Like, this is me kind of quite...
Yeah, you're fine there.
Okay.
But I think what had happened earlier was, do you remember you changed your screen? I'll fix it for the next one.
Yeah, this is a learning curve.
It is, but this is actually better than I expected tonight to go, so...
Yes. It was kind of stressful to get started.
It was.
Yep. So, I think tonight kind of is all about kind of finding our common ground or something, kind of discovering what it is we want to kind of make these things about in the future, which... So how many talking... Oh, how long do you want them to be?
If we say an hour to start off with, then, you know, if they go longer than that, fair enough. But I think if we structure enough for an hour, because you kind of want people to come in and actually sit down and watch. If they're any shorter than an hour, it's not long enough.
That's 2222 now, by the way.
What?
2222. At the time, it's 2222.
Oh, right. Do you know, at first I was actually looking for the clock, right? But then I couldn't work out. This is going to sound really stupid, but I knew I was looking for the clock, but couldn't work out where a clock would be. Even though there's one right in front of me, I have my iPad, I have a phone, and another phone. But could I work out that I was looking for? Yeah. Anyway,
so just right whenever I kind of wanted to know what time it was 22:22. Interesting. Yes, and that happens all the time. Is it 17:17 or 15:15 or? It's unbelievable how often this happens to me.
Funny, whenever I moved into my first salon, it wasn't the 4 numbers, but my address was 444.
Aye.
And my phone number ended 222.
Aye.
Which I always thought was really interesting.
Yeah. I wish that I had anything more to particularly say on this topic, but like, God's honest truth is that this phenomenon is kind of creeping me. It's not creeping me out.
It's intriguing you.
It is intriguing me, yes, because it is more than coincidental at this stage. In fact, it's been going on for 6 or 7 months. That every night I would look at the clock and it's 2222 or whatever.
Okay.
And it's just that's what time I want to know what time it is. It's like, oh, what time is it? I really have to know what time it is.
Yeah, that is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Definitely going to delve more into that tomorrow.
I think that we need to kind of get our collective, whatever, internet hordes kind of looking at that one.
Yeah. So Lynn is saying BuzzFeed is on Amazon Prime. Is it BuzzFeed as in, the website forum type thing that's on Amazon Prime? Like, are they doing their episodes on it now rather than just on YouTube? But she's saying it's great for conspiracy theories. I nearly said fairies.
Well, I have Amazon Prime, so maybe that's something
that... Anyway.
We wouldn't want to, talk about all of them, kind of... we'd want to, delve into one of them and kind of, but I think, you and I both watched that Russell Brand show today. Even, talking about stuff like that, sharing a YouTube video and kind of having a perspective on it.
Yeah.
But if we can make some of it more mainstream, so that, we can make an ad saying we were talking about the new Star Wars movie, because let's face it, there's probably going to be about 1 million of them.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we could do sort of at the start of the week, say for the Wednesday night show, or actually let's say give people a week, this is what we're going to talk about on Sunday night. So on Monday night say, right, we're going to watch this, we're going to talk about it, and let's ignore Lynn for a wee second, right? Because we both keep stopping what we're doing to read the messages. Right, so if we say on a Monday night, we put out a post on social media saying, right, we're going live at 8:30 on Sunday night, 8 p.m, 8:30, whatever we're deciding on, we'll work that out. This is what we're going to talk about. Why not watch it if you haven't already and come join us in the chat? And then we can share it again. So say, for example, on my Instagram, I could pop up a post on the Monday, even in my stories, and highlight it for the whole week. And then it's something that people are constantly seeing. And if we do that, if there are specific things we're going to talk about, it doesn't need to take the whole of the chat for the full amount of time. But even if there is some sort of structure, and we go off on tangents here and there, because let's face it, it's a genuine conversation.
Yes. And so that's backed up with vlogs and blogs as well and stuff, you know what I mean? So that'll kind of keep the momentum going on that. At the minute I've got 5 subscribers. To
be fair, you haven't been properly active either. No. I haven't been properly active on my YouTube channel for quite a few years, and I've been sitting around the 1.3 mark for those years, it hasn't gone up really. It hasn't gone down that much because I haven't done enough. But once you get back into it, I keep hitting my mic. I'm not used to a mic sitting right in front of me. Once you get back into it, you will see more and more people actually subscribing to you. And the same with Instagram. I can't stress enough how good Instagram is at actually interacting with people. I don't rate Facebook for a lot of things because I don't think people I think it's just far too flooded now, and people are kind of moving to other things. And Instagram has been brilliant for me. I mean, whenever I first started Instagram, the account that you see me using now isn't my original one. I had over 2,000 followers. Now, a lot of them were just following me for the sake of following, so I deleted so many. It took me 2 days of sitting solid, just deleting everybody, and I made it my private one. And it's got like 100 followers or something on it now. But then I started a new one, and it's probably only been just over a year since I started my new one again. But being consistent is the key, and if it is something that you're passionate about, be consistent in posting about that. In comparison, I kept trying to start... I love Florida. The more you get to know me, you'll know how obsessed I am, how devastated I am that in a few short weeks I should have been going on holiday. But I tried to create an Instagram. I love that you're going off to the side now and hope that nobody's going to see. Everybody knows what you're doing now.
I know. It's just a bit gross, I think.
No, it's not. Do you know, see, to be honest, see if I didn't know what you were doing, you look like you're just making your breath smell better. But yeah, so I set up an Instagram for Florida lovers, and I wasn't consistent, and I have like 170 something followers on it because I'm not consistent, because I'm not putting stuff out. But when I do put my heart and soul into something and consistently post things that I am passionate about, I do find that more and more people do come along and actually follow. One of the biggest things is use the right hashtags. You know.
Yeah, I don't even care about boosting my whatever. Yeah, but hashtags I'm gonna need to become well versed in.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's something I didn't, as we were talking last week. Whenever Jennifer was in the chat with us, she taught me a lot about posting in certain places to boost myself on social media. She really was fantastic last year because when I first started doing social media, it was a very, very different world, and we touched on that before, but there was no community in Northern Ireland. I didn't know anybody else that did it. Nobody around me wanted to talk about it. The only person that actually was in any way interested was Lynn, and God love her. See, if you actually look at my channel's, what do you call it, the intro? I don't know, I have a channel intro anyway whenever you first go on to my YouTube channel, and you'll see there's a few of the videos where she's actually in them. Due to situations we don't discuss anymore, Lynn is no longer on my YouTube channel anywhere. She was a dick and we fell out for a year.
Alright, okay. Right.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so all of those, but she was the, oh, don't worry, Lynn is on my side too. It's okay, you're allowed to be on my side in that. No, but in all seriousness, the whole point in that was nobody else around me was interested. Around me? No one around me was interested. Nobody wanted to be involved. Lynn was the only person that I could actually get excited with. Like, I remember whenever I first started YouTube was whenever I was really sick. I wasn't able to work. I wasn't really able to leave the house very much. And that was the whole idea, because I was so bored. I picked up the camera and I just talked. Like, my first videos, I must share them with you. They're all unlisted now, but my first one, I used my old MacBook, and it was so bright. It was so washed out. I had no facial features whatsoever. It was so bad. But I just sat and talked to a camera, and one of my friends who was who watched the first one and then was like, oh, this is a pile of crap, why would you be doing that, you know? Whereas Lynn was the only person who was excited and was like, oh yeah, this is brilliant. And as she said, you know, we did those stupid challenges. In fact, for the jelly bean one, we were in their advertisement. They asked could they use a screenshot, so there's a screenshot of us in their advertisement for the Bean Boozled challenge. Yeah, they were disgusting. Although
this isn't something I know, so I'm gonna get a beer here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me 1 sec. Yeah.
It's always weird whenever somebody walks off and you're just kind of sitting there going, yeah, who am I meant to talk to? I'm on my own here. Lynn, it's okay, I love you. I love how the longer this chat goes on, the redder my face gets.
At least this one's not going awry like your birthday one. Let's be glad that one's not on kind of a...
Yeah, I made sure I deleted anything that I didn't want people to see.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was good fun.
It's the sort of thing that like we can kind of do as a kind of a once-off or something where we all just get blocked off our heads, and it actually might be a fun kind of thing to kind of way to bond with other kind of bloggers or internet spheres.
Why not?
I don't know how, but yeah, I don't know how we even start getting something like that together. But
no, me neither.
Yeah.
But house party's quite good if you ever like, not for live streaming obviously, but if you're ever wanting to have like a few people mucking about, you can play games and stuff on House Party. It's an app on your phone. But yeah, so I was rambling about, you know, Lynn was literally the only person I could actually chat to, and back then the only people that I was watching or following their blogs and stuff, they were either from down south, England or America. You know, back then, YouTube in particular, anybody in the UK was all from England. It was the likes of Tanya Burr, Jim, whatever his name is, I can't even think, Joe Sugg, Alfie Days, all of that crowd were huge at that time. Over here, I knew nobody. There was literally nobody that I could find who did YouTube. In fact, I remember eventually coming on to like the NI YouTuber groups and things like that. There was the Irish YouTubers, and I tried to set up a group of my own. Can't even think what it was called. It probably still exists, but I wasn't really invested in it because there was nobody joining. And you see yourself, even still, that group is still really small.
And it's a little bit self-indulgent as well. It's you know, it's people post up their videos, and I think a few people chat with some people.
Yeah, it's more about just promoting themselves. They're not really bothered about making sure that they watch other people's videos. Yeah, whenever I then went on the Instagram and realised that there was a huge community in Northern Ireland, I thought, you know what, even if I'm not only posting on YouTube, Instagram is huge. You've got IGTV where you can post longer videos on. And
where can you post longer videos on, sorry?
On Instagram, it's IGTV, so rather than just being the couple of minute videos, you can have longer ones as well. So there is that platform for posting videos. You can go live on it as well. I'm not sure it's that good if you're trying to go live with more than one person, unless... I don't even think I've seen anybody going live with more than one person on Instagram. But anyway, there's always those platforms that exist for anybody who doesn't want to try the whole YouTube thing. Instagram is there, and there's so much about it that's even better than Facebook and YouTube and stuff, because you're kind of all under the one thing.
Yeah, fair enough. I barely even use Instagram.
Yeah, it's surprising because whenever I first sort of went on to Instagram, I didn't get it, didn't understand it. It's the same. Are you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter.
Do you get Twitter? Like, is it something that you appreciate and enjoy using?
I use it mostly for news. And,
I don't have a clue.
My echo chamber. Basically, it's kind of people who I agree with, kind of politically or sociologically. You know, I kind of follow.
Hi Ryan. We
I
have
don't use it in the respect that I post on it. Like,
Yeah.
I use it just for kind of...
No, but that's what I mean. Just even going on to it, I don't know the last time I opened my Twitter app. In fact, for a long time, my Instagram just automatically posted to Twitter. I didn't even go on to it, didn't open anything. When I finally did open it, I had all these messages from people that I didn't even realise. It's not something that I particularly enjoy using. I've never got it, and that's the way I was about Instagram to start off with, but then it just kind of fell in place eventually.
But something I was going to ask you there... Well, what was I going to ask you? Oh, shit. Yeah, but this is why we shouldn't drink on these things. Yeah, so Instagram then, I'm coming away from this thing then, kind of taking Instagram a bit more seriously. Yeah, alright, well that's fair enough. Yeah. I was actually going to ask you something there and I just completely forgot what it was.
Is it maybe to do with Lynn's comment about the YouTube convention down south that we went to?
Oh, that could be fun.
Does
Lynn YouTube?
No, that's what I was saying. She kind of just ended up part of my channel for ages. She kind of just got pulled into it, but I'm not even sure how many years ago that was. We went to the first ever Irish YouTube convention, and it was in Phoenix Park. Isn't that what you call it? In Dublin. And it was literally just a couple of hundred people just sitting there, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to talk about. Nobody really interacted with each other because they didn't have a clue. But apparently, they seem to be...
Did Hank organise that? No.
Who?
Was that part of Hank Green with the Vlog Brothers? Did he...
See, to be honest, I don't even remember. I know James Mitchell was there.
Hank Green's American, but I know that he did one in Amsterdam and he did one in...
No, well, this was literally just a load of Irish YouTubers created this themselves. It wasn't to do with, any of the bigger things. It was just a whole big meetup. And it was good crack, but we kind of felt a wee bit out of place because we didn't know anybody else but us, so we kind of just left and went shopping.
Were you aware of the new Adam B99 before our page?
No.
No, the new Adam B99, quote unquote, is on Northern Irish YouTubers. He's got 3 or 4 million subscribers or something.
Wow.
Yeah, he's quite famous.
Okay.
He's very popular among teenagers. He's from Derry, and the guy Nathan added him, Nathan Koski. He was very enthusiastic for a while on page. Anyway, so the new Adam B99 is, or at least was, on the page. I'm not sure if he still is. Obviously he's the new Adam B99. So he's quite successful.
Yeah.
I know, and he's on our page. This. Do you know him? Do you know him? Ryan Squirrel System. Are you Irish, Ryan? Or Northern Irish? Yeah, so, I know that the official Irish YouTubers page, it got very kind of authoritarian or something when I was on it.
Yeah.
So, no, we aren't. The official Irish YouTubers page? Are you talking about? Or are you 2 minutes behind me in this conversation? I don't know what... maybe there's 2 of them and they aren't Irish. Maybe that's what he's answering. Fair enough. So how many people
hang on
at the convention?
Ryan's Squirrel System. What does your name mean? What's that about? I just have a theory that might prove wrong, but I'm interested.
How many people are watching right now?
4.
4. Okay. 5 it says on mine.
Oh, it's just gone to 5. Literally as I said that.
So it must not be counting me. Oh, if you can press the like button, by the way, it might mean that more people actually watch this.
Oh, yeah, right now.
How many people were at that convention?
A couple of hundred. But apparently it's much bigger now and they actually have venues and stuff for it. So it would be... sorry, I don't mean to get excited by that, but yeah, just interesting. How did you find our chat? Because we were talking about DID earlier. Whenever he said, no, we aren't, and also the fact that systems are what they call the collective. I'm sorry, Ryan's... are we talking to Ryan? Who are we talking to?
Ryan is calling.
Yeah, but Ryan's squirrel system, we could be talking to any one of his alters. So his system, the system, if I am right in saying this, the system is his whole collective, and then in that there'll be the alters, and Ryan is the host. I honestly don't know. Okay, so hi Ryan, nice to meet you. Okay. Thanks for coming in.
All right, awesome. Okay.
So yeah, honestly, DID isn't something I know a lot about, but just whenever I seen that the system
and the vernacular, which is kind of actually more than I know.
Yeah, there is a really good channel if it is something you're interested in. Dissocia DID is worth watching. She's really, really clued in on everything to do with her mental health and her DID. She's really good at that.
Okay.
But yeah. Welcome to the chat, Ryan.
Yes, we love awesome. Well, yes, welcome to the chat. Yes. I'm not sure if I put a tag on my YouTube channel, but then it's not on my YouTube channel, it's on your YouTube channel. So it wouldn't...
Well, my tags go out with my stream with mental health, depression, anxiety. It has live stream, general chit chat, and as and when, depending on what we're talking about, I will add a different one in for those. I kind of just left the usual suspects in. Nin's system is going through a lot right now. Have you heard of it? No. Are they on YouTube? I need to actually put this chat up here somewhere because I keep looking down. We found you through the mental health tag. Well, that's really good to know.
There we go. Yes, so we need to obviously talk about Nin's system. Alright, okay, so that must be that channel. Is Dissocia DID. So Nin's system is something to do with that.
Is her name Nin? Of course. Yeah, my brain's mush tonight. No, I know we were talking earlier. You didn't hear us actually talking there, Ryan. We were talking about Trisha Paytas, where if you do follow, then you will also obviously know about all the crap she's gone through recently with Trisha Paytas. We did discuss that for a while. I was saying to Patrick he should watch her just to see the bad side of somebody actually talking about DID and really dragging it through the mud. Whereas if you want to watch somebody who actually has a clue and is genuine, then Dissocia DID. You've got the two opposite sides there. Although, to be fair, I really don't think anybody should watch Trisha Paytas because we shouldn't be giving her money. Yes, Trasha, yeah. Trasha is the perfect way to describe her, definitely.
Yeah. How much do we want to delve down the rabbit hole of mental health?
It's there tonight, not necessarily every time we're on. It's just something that was there.
Yes.
But we were talking about, we got into the whole DID side of things because we were talking about the movie.
Yes, we were talking about the movie.
One of the things going into, what movie was it you were watching that you did the review on?
Split? About Time.
About Time. I want to watch that because I would be interested to discuss that and the whole butterfly effect and stuff. I am really fascinated about that and the different sort of time travel things in different movies and how ridiculous and not ridiculous some things are.
Well, that can melt your head. We're gonna need to narrow that one down. I know that if that's kind of what we're gonna discuss, then there's a whole lot of things like Vsauce 3 goes into that quite a lot. If that's a YouTube channel you watch,
What is that?
Vsauce 3. I can type that in the thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Vsauce 3, or really any of the Vsauces, but there's 3 Vsauces: Vsauce 1, 2, and 3. But
Okay,
more
I'll check
2 and
that
3.
out.
We'd discuss that sort of head melting stuff. With time travel, and the good thing about I want you to watch that movie because there's a lot. I think that we just need to ruin that movie
Yeah.
because there's so much
Yeah.
in the second half. It starts off as very cliche, very guy wants to find a girl, great. The second half of the movie is something else. And it's not time travel. Is the thing. I thought it was like a sort of sci-fi love story kind of a thing, like nothing. It'll kill an hour and a half of my time. It wasn't, and it wasn't. And we're gonna need to ruin the crap out of that movie because I strongly recommend this movie. And so if we can just post up that this is one of the movies we're gonna talk about because it's got a much deeper meaning, and it's more about relationships and family.
Right. Okay.
And it makes a very important point, and it's just like, where did that come from? I've been getting my head together recently. I'll start a look. Yep.
I was just reading there. Ryan has said that dissociated DID had a close call with a suicide attempt, and it's all over their social media, which I haven't been. I don't actually follow her on Instagram. I just watch her YouTube videos, but I haven't been on properly this past couple of weeks. I need to be careful here. I think I'm actually hitting things. What are you meant to do whenever you want to set something down? But I must actually show you what my... I have placemats that sit on my desk that are made of marble, which are brilliant for underneath a laptop whenever it gets warm. But I also have another laptop on top of that. Then I have a box of beads. Then I have a box that has all my positivity quotes in it. Then I have another box of beads. And on top of that box of beads is the laptop with the camera on it. Because I need to actually get a thing setting up so that whenever I'm using this camera, it's high enough up. Because earlier, yous were just going to be looking at my boobs.
I was thinking about your podcast. So
Okay.
I was. And as much as I'm happy to come on, and I would love to come on and talk, I'll talk about that. What I was thinking that you should do, or just an idea that I had, was that there's a whole lot of alternative therapies out there that claim to have some sort of effect for anxiety, and a lot of them do have an effect for anxiety. And over the years, I've tried a lot of them, and probably a lot of them will happily go on a podcast for an hour and talk about the benefits of their alternative health therapy. For the number one thing that I would recommend for you is that there's a float tank up in it's actually pretty close to you.
Wait do you see Lynn commenting as soon as you talk about the float tank? Wait do you see? Come on, Lynn, don't let us down here.
That float tank centre up there, I've been up there a few times, and it is transcendental. I literally tripped balls when I was in that float tank.
Really? I haven't done it yet.
And there's a Scottish girl runs it, and she's pretty good on social media and stuff. And I think she would happily go on a podcast and talk about float tank and the benefits of float tank, and she's great.
Yeah. Lynn's been to it quite a few times. I know loads of people who have actually been. That might not actually be a bad idea to delve into that in one of the episodes. One of the things that I have done, and I am still within my first year and actually reviewing myself, is if you notice my piercings.
Okay.
I have the anxiety... Excuse me while I just hit the mic again. I have the anxiety piercing on both sides. So what I am planning, I did my initial how it affected me and how good it was, and I will tell you in a private chat because I don't want to ruin the suspense and people actually watching it. I will tell you what I think of it now, but we'll talk about that off camera because it's going to be one of my actual videos. But the the anxiety piercing is something that, have you heard of Piercings by Vesti? He's a guy in city centre, you know, down beside where the old inn shops was. You know where the tobacco shop is down that wee street?
Okay, yeah, I kind of vaguely know where you are.
He's in up above there, and he went, if you go on to Facebook and type in Piercings by Vesti, honestly, the amount of people this guy has done the anxiety piercings on, absolutely amazing, the amount of feedback he has got. But the thing I want to delve into is further on down the line than just the initial side of it.
That's me, by the way, messaging you. I'm making a note of that by messaging you.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I will chat to you about that in a private chat, because it's something that I am doing a whole episode on, so I don't want to give away the goods.
Yeah. Also, there's things just like Bridge of Hope. I'm sure they would happily go on that podcast. Yeah. There's a Bridge of Hope Centre up in Ardoyne, which is near me, and there's a Bridge of Hope Centre in New Lodge. So there's a whole lot in North Belfast, because I think we have a whole lot of flashpoints here in North Belfast. Mm-hmm. There must be one over there in East Belfast somewhere.
Probably.
See, I don't think there's that many of those services in East and West Belfast, for some reason.
No.
Because East and West is sort of thought of as being kind of that tribe, whereas in North Belfast they have a lot of flashpoints, so that's why a lot of these, and Northern Ireland especially, you've got a whole lot of victims of the Troubles and whatnot, so you know, that's the whole thing, and there's a whole government sort of initiative on that, so yeah. Date piercing, is that what it is?
Shenman. I actually have a video of it on my YouTube channel. It's worth a watch.
Okay. Yeah. Send it over to me tomorrow, sure, and I'll watch it, sure.
Yeah, will do.
Shenman piercing? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Is that something that men do, though? Like, I mean...
I know loads of guys who've done it. In fact, there's been loads of people that I have encouraged to go and do it.
Okay. Well, that's certainly something that's worth a discussion. At some stage, and that sort of sounds weird and wonderful, and I think that kind of what we want to make this kind of live stream about is the weird and wonderful.
Yeah. It's
so
an acupressure piercing.
So, okay. Oh yeah, well that sort of sounds weird and wonderful to me. So that's sort of something I'll do my homework on one of these weeks, and we'll get that done, because it's not something that I can contribute an awful lot to right now, because I know nothing about it. What are we talking? We're talking about piercings, anxiety piercings. What's the vernacular? Who are we talking to?
Ryan, I think, is. Oh, maybe we're not. Maybe with somebody.
We're probably not talking to Ryan anymore.
We don't actually know any of Ryan's altars yet.
Altars, yeah. So this is.
We are talking about anxiety piercings. Where are you from, Ryan? Or whoever we're talking to?
Where are you presently located? Might be a better question if we're talking to one of many elders. Yeah.
I'm just gonna laugh every time you do it now.
Yeah, I would say that. Well, it says 5 watching now, but I would say it's more like 2. But I don't think that's so bad.
No, I think it's fine, especially because we aren't actually promoting it properly before we go live. You know, it's kind of, we're live now. You know, come along or not. Okay, I want one. This is Rose speaking from America. Oh, where in America are you from, Rose? What else did you want to talk about tonight? What was in your mental list?
Well, my mental list, God, that's the thing. Once I start drinking alcohol, my mental list goes out the window.
Yeah, maybe you should make it more a written list and not mental.
Yes, that's maybe a good idea. Actually, we should have a written plan, and we should use that Dropbox for a written plan.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that kind of a large part of my mental list was kind of, are we on the same page as to what it is we want to accomplish? And I think that intuitively we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so run that safe for protection. Okay, well, that's fair enough. We were just making.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. True. Never thought of that.
Yes. So it very much sort of sounds like we are on the same page as to what it is we want to discuss and what it is we want to. Yeah. So I mean that's sort of what it is. Once or twice a week. I mean, it sounds like there might have to be some homework on this, or at least a little bit of kind of not homework, but yeah.
And I think that's why it's good if we don't initially plan to do loads.
Yeah.
You know, if we are going to talk about specific stuff, I think it's better if we limit ourselves just for now until we find our feet.
What do you think about having guests on and stuff and doing that kind of a thing? Like,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So the weird, it sort of sounds like we're kind of edging towards the weird and the wonderful, which I'm all for. But that sort of seems to be our. I suppose it's movies and.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we just kind of go with it and chat about whatever we're sort of feeling. But I think right now, you know, movies and TV programs and all of that are a good one to kind of give us something to do because, you know, let's face it, we're living in such an unprecedented time right now that what the heck are we meant to do with our life? Like, I'm studying marketing and I'm like, am I actually going to ever have anything to market for my business? Is it still going to exist eventually? You know?
Here's kind of what I'm thinking is, like, if we do a 1 minute non-spoiler review for a movie and then say, if you want the spoilers, tune in on Sunday night and I'll talk spoilers for this movie.
Yeah.
And I thought it's kind of like this is my review, this is my opinion of the movie. I liked the movie, I didn't like the movie. You know, 1 or 2 minutes. You know, all you need to do is get pull down the ad or whatever, take out the sound, you know what I mean? And then talk about it for a minute or 30 seconds. You know, so that kind of advertises the live stream then for later on in the week.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And you know, all that's public domain anyway, or at least the visuals are public domain. So if you're only doing like a 30-second review of the movie or a minute-long review of the movie, yeah. And so you can kind of do a review of the movie and then say, tune in on Sunday night when we're talking spoilers. And that means that people will know if they're coming in that, yes, it's gonna be spoilers. Yes, so, what is your business? Her business, Health and Beauty.
Yes, I have a beauty salon in Belfast over in Northern Ireland. Unfortunately, currently empty.
The YouTube channel is slowing down here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, anything you want to talk about tonight? Anything you want to, like, I don't know, ask me or...
I think we have talked a ridiculous amount. I think we've covered everything.
Yes. Well, get in touch on the Facebook, sure, about what it is. What day is today? Today is Wednesday, right? So this is essentially our Wednesday live stream.
Yeah, so we'll go live Sunday night.
Sunday night, yep. So, send me a message about anything you want to talk about on Sunday night, and yeah, maybe we'll work on a few, yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
Keep on touch with the messenger and William for Sunday night then.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
That sounds like a plan, and this has been reasonably... Oh, six watch from now. There you go. I think we're just about to check off here. We've been streaming now for... Was it...
1
3
hour.
hours, actually? I was streaming 83 minutes ago, 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's good. So I think we've discussed everything we're going to discuss, and that's kind of basically us. So
yeah.
Thanks everyone for
yes,
tuning in.
Thank you for joining us. Talk about everything and nothing all at the same time.
Yes,
Come back on Sunday night, right? What'll we say? Let's say it live while will we just say 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock's fine.
Okay.
Yes, 8 o'clock's good.
Okay.
All the best.
Alrighty, bye.
See you soon.
Bye.